What is up, y'all? Double T here. Welcome back to another video. And I just last night, completed and fully finished the game, rolled credits on Super Mario RPG. I want to give my honest review on this game. I think it's the second game I've completed this year. Kirby and the Forgotten Land was the first one, which was an amazing game. I want to give my honest review, and I'm going to break down this review into 4 different sections, I guess, and then give you overall score. First category, I guess, is going to be the story of this game. The story of Super Mario RPG, how they developed the characters along the way, how the story is overall. The next one's going to be the gameplay, how your actual fighting styles is, how the attacks are, how you play defense, the strategies, how you go through the levels, everything like that, just the gameplay overall. Next is going to be the actual battles, whether that's a boss battle or just a regular character that you encounter that you have to battle along the way in the middle of the story or in the middle of a level. That's going to be another section. And then the 4th section is going to be the humor of this game. As you guys know, Mario and Nintendo tend to give a lot of they try and be humorous in a lot of their games. Sometimes it hits, sometimes it doesn't. I'm going to give you my honest review on that and then my overall score. So let's go ahead and dive into it. So transparently, this game took me about 26 hours and 45 minutes to complete, which is a lot longer than a lot of people that I've seen it take to complete. But you know, I didn't play the original one, and I'm not a huge RPG person, just RPG games in general. So it's one of my first ones that I've ever completed. But I will say I really enjoyed it, and I'll probably be checking out other games similar to this. Even if it's not Nintendo, I know PlayStation and Xbox have a ton of RPGs on them. Might be checking out some of those, to be honest, because I really enjoyed it. It did take a while for me to beat, just because I was learning the styles and stuff, but you can get it down pretty easily, to be honest. But I thought the strategy of it was really fun. So let's go ahead and get into the the first category, not number one, the first category of this video, and that's going to be the story of Super Mario RPG. And I have it written down here. I think these are all going to be 1 out of 10, or 1 through 10. I'm going to give the story mode, or just the story overall. You're collecting stars, 7 stars, I think, total. You're beating levels, you're beating bosses, you're collecting stars. You end up in Bowser's Keep, all this stuff. If you guys have played it, you guys know what I'm talking about. But I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 for the story mode. I thought the story was phenomenally written, and the voice acting was good. Like, everything was good in my opinion. Or not voice acting, but the way it was written, I should say. The dialogue was really good. And that kind of goes along into humor as well. But just the story mode, the storyline in general, I think is an 8 out of 10. Don't really know what else to say about that. So let's go ahead and go on to the next one, which I'm going to go ahead and skip to humor, because that is, kind of goes hand in hand with story, in my opinion, and the dialogue. The humor of this game, 10 out of 10, not going to lie. A lot of games I've played, they try and be funny, they try and be comedic, and it just does not hit. It's just not that funny. You can tell they're trying too hard, and it just doesn't work, right? None of the jokes land, or maybe a few here and there. This game has a lot of funny moments in it, like ones that actually make me chuckle. If you're reading and actually spending time, not just skipping through the dialogue whenever, a character it types out what they're trying to say or whatever. If you're not actually skipping through it and you're reading it and getting into it, diving into the story, it's actually really funny. So I really enjoyed that part of this game. That's going to be my highest ranking category of this game, actually, is the humor itself. I think that just was the icing on the cake to make this game a really good game. One of my favorite games, probably. Next is going to be gameplay. Gameplay, I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. And what I mean by gameplay is like how the characters interact with each other. The way that the levels are broken down. the way that the boss battles are broken down, everything like that goes goes into the gameplay. And there's not just battles. There's so many other side things, side things that they have in this game, not side quests, but just other things besides just the regular, oh, you encounter an enemy and you have to fight them. There's a lot of other things that you do in different ways that you interact with characters in this game that I think makes that the gameplay really solid. 9 out of 10. The next and last category before my overall score is going to be the battles in this game. Now this is going to be fighting the random NPCs that you encounter as well as the actual boss battles. So I am giving this a 7 out of 10. I think it's really solid. It can get a little repetitive. And of course, a lot of you guys are probably going to be like, of course it's repetitive. It's an RPG. They're bound to be repetitive to an extent. There are certain enemies and fights in this game that to me, you're just like clicking the button, you know exactly what to do. And then like once you figure it out, it's just really repetitive and almost, it gets a little bit annoying at times just because you're trying to play through levels and I know that this is part of the RPG and I'm just not the biggest RPG guy, so it might not be the right person to be judging it like this, but I'm giving it, for me personally, a 7 out of 10 for that section. For battles, it just gets a little repetitive at times, and some of the bosses take so long, especially if certain characters on your bench die, which again, I know that's on me. So like one of the third to last battle, I think, all of my bench died and all I had was Peach left. That battle took me 5 hours to complete because all I had was Peach doing a little bit of damage each time, slowly healing herself, things like that, and just slowly wearing down this boss until it finally happened. I can't remember his name. It was like a sword, and he had 2 eyes, a mouth, and then the head of the sword or handle of the sword. You guys, if you've played the game and you beat it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But that boss took me like 4 to 5 hours, and it was very repetitive and very annoying. And I know it kind of goes back on me because I let some of my characters on the bench die. He had really high attack damage and I wasn't ready for it. So it is what it is there, but to me, that's what makes it 7 out of 10. But now for the overall score, I give Super Mario RPG an 8 out of 10. Very solid game. I don't know if it's one that I'd play through again, maybe in a few years or something like that. If I want to go back to it, I'll play it through again, but I don't think the replayability is super significant unless you get really into it, but still super solid game. I felt accomplished when I beat it. You feel accomplished when you finally beat these certain bosses and things like that when you're making it further in the game. It's not a 60-hour RPG, which I really appreciated because I do not have the patience for that. So I know people who have beat this in like 12, 13 hours, 15 hours. It just took me a long time because I was figuring it out. But nonetheless, really solid game, really fun, and I did really enjoy it. I will probably be trying out some other RPGs. I don't know what next, but let me know in the comments below if you guys know of any RPGs or any games in general you guys think I should check out, or if you guys want me to review, whatever it may be. But if you guys enjoyed this at all, I'd really appreciate you subscribe and like this video. I am, trying to figure out the type of content that I'm making, that I want to make for this channel. But right now, I'm just kind of having fun with it. So appreciate you guys for watching. I will see y'all in the next one.